Mamma mia! Today we're going to try a low-carb Italian recipe. Stick around and see how it comes out. So yeah, today we're doing an Italian dish. Typically I don't do Italian a whole lot. That's my wife's thing. I like Mexican, mostly spicy foods, but also I'm trying something new with egg life wraps, so we'll see how that works out. But this is chicken fettuccine Alfredo. And so we're gonna start with the sauce here. We've got a cup and a half of heavy cream. We're just gonna throw it in a pot. A cup and a half of that. And then we've got a half a block of cream cheese. We're gonna throw that in there. We got 2 tablespoons of butter. Throw that in there. And then we've got a teaspoon of Italian seasoning. Throw it in there. Got a half of teaspoon of garlic powder. I'm putting that in there. And then salt and pepper. I got about an 1/8 teaspoon of each, but use salt and pepper to taste and throw that in there. Now for this recipe you can use fresh garlic. You can customize it however you want. But I'm just using the powder stuff because that's all I have on hand today. So we're gonna get this on the stove and let it get simmering and start on the fettuccine and chicken. All right, here comes the non-traditional part. Egg life wraps. Hadn't never tried these until recently, and I discovered that I like them. And so I've seen some suggestions on where you can substitute these for noodles, and we're gonna give them a try today. So the way I really hadn't ever done this recipe before, so I'm just gonna do about half of them and then try to adjust and see how many I actually need. And I'm gonna use a handy dandy pizza cutter to kind of get a feel. So let's see. I guess just go ahead and start cutting it like this in about little strips. About the size of fettuccine noodles. And we'll just keep going. Yep, I'm not perfect on this. Matter of fact, I got it all crooked. But that's okay. And then I'm gonna cut it down the middle to kind of shorten these up. So then we gotta break them up. And what I'm gonna do, maybe I should have done those one at a time, but then what I'm gonna do is just throw them in the bottom of this pan because I want that sauce to get all over them. But you will do that. Hey, if you're doing keto or low carb, like and subscribe to the channel, and you can see upcoming videos. Hit that bell button, and that way you'll be notified. And we'll continue this journey together. So that's 3 of them. I'm gonna do one, maybe 1 or 2 more. I'm gonna separate them, then cut them up. I think that might be a little easier that way than trying to separate them. I think I mashed them all together. And 1 more, just for fun. All right, that looks about right. I got that'll be plenty in there. So now, here we go. So now we'll add the star of the show, the chicken. The recipe calls for a pound of chicken. I got about 4 cups, and this chicken was smoked on my smoker from a previous recipe, the spatchcock chicken recipe. And I had some left over, and I thought, man, smoked chicken, Italian food, wow, let's try that. So I'm gonna add this chicken in here. And like I said, this has been in the freezer. I thawed it out nice and slow. And we're gonna put a whole good layer of that. And I've never tried this particular recipe before, but I have done a low carb version of the other, just Alfredo sauce and stuff. So there we go. We got that on there, and now we'll go see how our sauce is coming along. All right, as you can see, we're simmering on the stove with our Alfredo sauce. Just low and slow, and take your time with it and let it reduce down some, and then we'll put it on the chicken. Just got the sauce off the burner, still pretty hot. It's thickened up pretty well, so the only thing left is to pour it all over this. Nice and creamy. And then, don't want to waste any of it. Get it all out. And I think what I'm going to do is just kind of toss this around in the bowl here, just to make sure all those noodles get a little sauce on them. Try to incorporate, well, that smells so good, that Italian seasoning and garlic. Oh man. And that chicken, like I said, you can use a rotisserie chicken or just cook you up some chicken. It calls for a pound. I'm guessing that was about a pound. I didn't weigh it out. It looked like more than that since it was shredded. So, but it's going to be pretty awesome. I can already tell. So, but yeah, I'm just going to try to get this stuff where everything's coated, so those Egg Life noodles can take on some of that flavor. And now I'm going to spread it back out like this right here. And this is not one of those things I cook every day, man. Like I said, I cook chicken Alfredo, but it's been a couple years ago, so this is out of my wheelhouse for sure. But that was the whole point of starting the channel, was to drive me to try new things and not get burned out. So anyway, I'm gonna go with that. And then what I have here is half a cup of Parmesan. This is just Kraft, but I'm sure freshly Parmesan would work a whole lot better. I'm gonna sprinkle that on top, just like this. Yep. And then I got about a cup of Italian cheese, and I'm just going to put that on top like that. Try to get everything all nice and covered up. Break up those little clumps. Like I said, you can use fresh ingredients, and I know that'll kick it up a couple notches just that alone, but I'm going for quick and easy today and what I have in the cabinets. So here it is. I'm going to put it in a 400-degree oven for about 25 to 30 minutes. I'm going to wait and see, just try to get this all melted and bubbly and let the stuff get all good inside, and we'll test it out and see how it is. All right, here it is, hot out of the oven. Gonna let it sit for just a second and then chow down. Here it is on the plate. The only place left for it to go now is in my belly. Let's give it a try. So all right, I'm getting ready to dig in. There it is. I'm gonna get me some of the Egg Life noodles and some of the chicken. Man, those noodles, the Egg Life is tricking my brain. It's not the exact same texture as pasta, but it's pretty good. And that smoked chicken and that Alfredo sauce, oh man. Getting ready to chow down, guys. Well, there you have it. Chicken fettuccine Alfredo. Now let me just be honest with you for a second. The noodles, they were pretty good. They still kind of had a spongy feel to me, but they did add some volume to the recipe. I got full. However, next time I'm probably just gonna leave those out or substitute in some low carb wraps or something. But chicken and Alfredo sauce in and of itself is great. So hey, don't be afraid to experiment. You might love this. Give it a try. Let me know what you think in the comments. Until next time, may the Lord bless you.